addition to the concrete expressions of support through security assistance and economic assistance, we are going to continue to help to mobilize the international community towards a diplomatic solution. I have great confidence that President Poroshenko is balancing a lot of different variables here in a very difficult situation, but he's the right man for the job. He's been working very hard. He's committed to upcoming elections that will further allow the people of Ukraine to set the direction for their country, and we are prepared to support Ukraine in negotiations with Russia in order to make sure that the Ukrainian people can enjoy the kind of freedom and prosperity that is their right. And so, President Poroshenko, congratulations on the excellent work that you've done. You have a strong friend, not only in me personally, but I think, as you saw in Congress today, you have a strong bipartisan support here in the United States, and the people of America stand with people of Ukraine. We wish you not only luck, but you know that you also have our strong commitment and friendship. Thank you.
The handshake. Let's take it to the White House just for a little context. Our correspondent there, Michelle Kaczynski here. So we have both, as we're looking at Petro Poroshenko, the president of Ukraine, meeting with President Obama. He addressed Congress earlier today. You know, the president talking about supporting Ukraine, its sovereignty, not just in word, but in deed. We know the United States is helping, giving millions to the Ukraine as far as security goes, but stopping short as far as offering what right. Ukraine has requested as far as lethal aid.
Yeah, and that was interesting. I mean, today we saw Poroshenko before both houses of Congress give this impassioned speech calling on the world to stand up for democracy, freedom, and human dignity. And then saying, well, you know what, these people who are fighting in Ukraine, it's not only Ukraine's war, this is the war of the free world. The free world, and he's getting all of this applause. And then he kind of makes his pitch. He says, but they can't fight it with blankets and night vision goggles. That's what everyone's been giving them to help them out, but they need lethal aid. Now, he got some big applause in Congress for that statement as well. And even some top Democrats in Congress have been calling on the president to give that lethal aid to Ukraine, even small arms and ammunition. But so far, the White House has not done that. In fact, today, the White House announced a bigger aid package to Ukraine, $53 million more, in a total of more than $300 million this year. And it will help the Army. I mean, it's more equipment, vehicles, bomb-disposing robots, body armor, but not lethal aid. So the question is why? The White House says, well, they think that this does not have a military solution ultimately, and it would be a big challenge to try to arm the Ukrainian army to win ultimately against Russian-backed separatists. Basically, they don't think that Ukraine can win against Russia, so they're not going to get involved in doing that. I think what might be more telling is something that the White House has said in the past, that the White House doesn't want to fight a proxy war against Russia, Brooke.